When you think of the richest person in the world, who comes to mind? Elon Musk with Tesla? Jeff Bezos with his Amazon empire? Or perhaps some mysterious banking dynasties? Forget all of them, because their wealth can still be measured in numbers. But in human history, there was once a black man whose riches were described by historians as beyond all human imagination. That man was Mansa Musa, the king of the Mali Empire. A man so wealthy that he accidentally disrupted the economy of an entire nation simply because he was too generous and gave away too much gold during his travels. Today, let's turn back the clock to the year 1324 to witness one of the most extravagant journeys in human history. Before we talk about the journey itself, we need to understand one thing. Where did Mansa Musa get all his wealth? He didn't play the stock market. He didn't sell technology. He owned the two things the entire world desired most: gold and salt. By the 14th century, the Mali Empire in West Africa had become a true powerhouse. While Europe was sinking into poverty, disease, and endless wars, Africa's Mali was entering its golden age. The empire controlled the major trade routes that crossed the vast Sahara Desert. Most importantly, Mali possessed the 3 largest gold mines in the world at that time. Experts estimate that nearly half of all the gold circulating in the Old World, meaning Europe, Asia, and Africa, came from the lands ruled by Mansa Musa. Just imagine this. Every gold ornament worn by a king in Italy or France likely came from Musa's mines. He was, in every sense, the central bank of the world's wealth. As a devoted Muslim, in 1324, Mansa Musa decided to embark on his Hajj pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca in present-day Saudi Arabia. The journey spanned more than 4,000 kilometers across the desert. But of course, the richest man in history wasn't about to travel like a backpacker. He turned a sacred pilgrimage into the most extravagant display of wealth and power the world had ever seen. Imagine an entire moving city gliding across the sands. His entourage included 60,000 people. Yes, 60,000. Enough to fill a modern-day stadium. Among them were soldiers, officials, merchants, and 12,000 slaves. But the most astonishing detail was their attire. All 60,000 of them, even the slaves, were dressed in finest Persian silk and embroidered gold fabrics. Leading the procession were 500 slaves, each carrying a solid gold staff weighing about 2.7 kilograms. Then came the camel caravan, between 80 and 100 camels, each burdened with around 136 kilograms of gold dust. That was the king's spending money, for shopping and charity along the way. When the caravan arrived in Cairo, the capital of Egypt, one of the most shocking events in medieval economic history took place. Mansa Musa was famous for his generosity. He gave gold to anyone he met, to the poor, to officials, even to random strangers along the road. He bought goods in Cairo's markets at whatever price the sellers asked, never bargaining. For the people of Cairo, it felt like a dream. Gold seemed to appear everywhere. But the laws of economics are unforgiving. When supply exceeds demand, value falls. Because Musa released so much gold into circulation, the market was flooded, and the value of gold in Cairo plummeted. Currency devalued, and the prices of everyday goods skyrocketed. Through nothing but his own generosity, Mansa Musa had accidentally caused a massive inflation crisis. He destabilized Egypt's entire economy, and it took over 12 years for the region to recover. History records this as the only time one man single-handedly controlled the price of gold across the entire Mediterranean, simply by going on a trip. There's an ironic twist to the story. On his way back home, Mansa Musa had spent nearly all the gold he brought with him. In fact, he had to borrow gold from Egyptian merchants at outrageously high interest rates. But Mansa Musa didn't return home with only gold. He brought back knowledge. He invited the best architects, poets, and scholars from the Arab world to come with him to Mali. Under his rule, the city of Timbuktu became a center of learning and culture for the entire world at that time. He built libraries and the great Sankore University, which housed hundreds of thousands of precious manuscripts, at a time when much of Europe was still illiterate. Today, Mansa Musa's gold may have long turned to dust, but the architectural wonders he left behind and the legacy of the mighty Mali Empire continue to live on. The story of Mansa Musa stands as a powerful reminder that Black history is not just a story of chains and slavery, but also one of kings, brilliance, and wealth so vast that it humbled the world itself. What do you think about how the richest man in history spent his fortune? Share your thoughts in the comments below.